Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. This is turn 31. Let's see how things go. Alright, so to kick things off, we actually have a messenger from Asphodel. I think this is a global message. Today I write you all to address an issue that has long been troubling the Bozmos. That being the death and decay of Gielinor. Okay, yeah, sure. While we in Asphodel will gladly see you fleshies tear each other apart, we can no longer ignore the massive death of nature that is occurring in the Bozmos. Ugh. As such, we in the Carrion Grove have decided to initiate the reforestation of Gielinor, and we shall achieve this by planting a great world tree in our homelands that will in time spread its roots and heal the lands of Gielinor. I don't know about all that. We hope all of you will take this announcement as the great boon to the world that is. Note, the healing roots of the great tree shall avoid the lands of the greater errata due to the tree having standards. Nice. So this was a little bit of flair and fun coming from Asphodel as Asphodel puts up Mother Oak. So, very cool. Also on this turn, Lemuria put up Eyes of Gold. And there's been some fun reveals from that so far, like the reveal that Lucid, playing as, I believe, Late Age Relay, has like 100 provinces already. Which is like 2 to 3 times the amount that most players have. That's a little crazy. Apparently, there's been some real lack of competition in the underwater realms on certain scenarios. And I don't think that's all against, like, certain players, but I think certain players, like, certain underwater nations got spawned into certain scenarios where there's a lot of fighting on some planets and little to no fighting on other planets. And then there were scenarios where a lot of the amphibious nations got placed on singular planets. So it basically just made it to where, from my understanding, Lucid just got to go, oh, well, there's no competition here. Oh, well, there's also no competition over here. And just take a shit ton of underwater provinces. So that's interesting. We'll see how that pans out. Whatever. Achilles, the cosplayer, has claimed the Throne of Ice. We'll try to check that out here in a little bit. We're going to do some battles first. Did some site searching. Have a proclamation from Jotunheim. He's big, he's bad. New prophet. Very cool. Alright, we've got a couple of battles. We're going to look at the other battles first. Battle between Dom Danielle and Okay, so a bunch of Ghulams. We've seen this party before. A bunch of Ghulams, couple Jinn warriors, an Al-Qasim Magus sorcerer over here. We've got some Timurites versus basically nothing. Yoy. Okay, and then we've got another battle over here. This is Phasia versus Independence, it looks like. Aha! Phasia, just tapping this. Just saying, oh, hey, what's in here? And actually, there's not a lot in there. That's very interesting. Good to know. That's a nom. Okay, we've got battles in a couple of different places. We have battles in Ashington, Trobon, Ablak, and Smacia. We're going to watch Ashington, Trobon, then Smacia, and then Ablak. Ashington. Alright, so this is where we attacked onto their fort. Their fort. Their fort. With our Wuya 3. Get it out as such. At the ready. What are we up against? We are up against... not much, just a little bit of Piconia PD. So a little bit of Hoberg PD. We're gonna Blessing up, Iron Skin up, Moss Body up, Prayer of Earth, Temper Armor. After all of that, we're sitting at 28 Fatigue, which is not bad. We have 5 Reinvigoration, pretty good. We have 33 Protection. That is solid. Very solid, very doable. Very happy with that. See how it goes. Stab. Instead, do we even take a... Oh, okay, we also have Moss Body. So, like, the question of whether or not we even take a hit is on the table. Steep, 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 steep. I can definitely see the appeal of having a... leaving the stone bird to do the repelling, and then having an AoE weapon. But still doable, still workable. Got some kills, did good. Did not burst our bubble. We took... I just want to see this, right? Repel, 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 repel. Repel, 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 repel. Missed. Repel, repel, repel. Repel, 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 repel. Repel, 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 repel. Missed. Repel. Hit with a sling for 0 damage. With a 7... Oh god. Okay, so that works exactly the way that we want it to. Obviously, these are Piconniers, very, very weak. So not really a true challenge yet. We need to see this go up against Ind soldiers, or we need to see this go up against Gog Reavers. Ugh, speaking of Gog Reavers, maybe we bump into something in Trobon. We've got... That's just a little bit of PD. Okay, so same scenario. Gonna bless up, Iron Skin up, Prayer of Earth, Temper Armor, Flying Shield. And this guy's actually on attack rear, and these guys stop to throw their javelins, so he just goes zoom by. Gets a little caught up here, and then zoom by. Yeah, and this guy actually has a firebrand, so he gets way more ability to fuck with people. Very cool. Neat. Not bad. Easy peasy. As it should be. That is how things should be operating. Now let's see how how bad does this battle go in Smacia. Come on, 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 come on. Oh. Oh, okay. Fine. Whatever. Actually, this goes really bad because we like mind burn this guy 7 times or something like that before he actually dies. Oh, shit. So he didn't attack us this turn. He's just probing, trying to see what's in there. And he's going to see that there's not a lot in there. He'll attack this turn and stomp the shit out of them. All good. It happens. No big. Then we have a battle in Ablak where we're doing the attacking. Let's see how this goes. Okay. The forces are arrayed. Fair number of Katsinas, a fair number of Chacoan elites, fair number of archers, fair number of star priests. We've got some sorceresses back here. We've got some sun priests. We've got our Wuya here, along with a Mon Katsina. And then on the other side, we've got a decently sized force, right? A bunch of soldier priests. A bunch of Oriande warriors, fair amount of sages reinforcing or communioning for these maguses. We're going to watch this from a overview and see how things go. Okay, so we start doing flaming missiles, adding in, and you can see immediately, right, like fire shots start streaking out. The Katsinas are running forward to engage. We get an arc cast up, which of course obliterates my ability to see anything. Fuck me. There's soul slayings being fired off. We've got a fair amount of mind burns coming out. And we can see, unfortunately, right, like, I would really prefer our archers be firing into their mages. I need to have my archers farther I need to have everything farther forward, honestly, in order to really be able to hit the mages. Unfortunately, we'll talk more about this later. Anyways, so that's happening. That's a thing. And we can see we'll stop looking back here. We'll start zooming in. We can see the battle is engaged, and it's been raging, and it's kind of a mixed bag. Our Katsinas are doing well. They're keeping the soldier priests from killing them, but they're also, unfortunately, and this is kind of our own fault, right? They don't have shields, so they're taking fire arrows in the back, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. I think we actually might have done about as much damage to our own Katsinas as the enemy did. Right? Like, we can just see over here, our Chacon elites, even though they have very high morale, they break, because they don't survive very long in battle, right? And this is actually another thing. This is a frustrating thing. A lot of these soldier priests stick around way longer than they should because of the large amount of undying that he has in his bless. And it's at this point, oof. We just got, what was that? Was that an incinerate? It looked like that was an incinerate. Lorraine's casts incinerate. Incinerate. Yeah. Looks like our Wuya just got obliterated by incinerations. So resisted some effect, got hit by an incinerate for 6 points of damage, repelled. So the Wuyas are doing great against the basic enemies. But they're unable to really, like, yeah, right? Incinerate, boom. And that's really what it is. It's incinerations, going ham. 15 damage. Luck negated the otherwise fatal damage. Incinerate, luck negated the otherwise fatal damage. I wonder how we actually died then. Huh. Because, I mean, this is showing that we negated both of those with luck. Let's hold for a second. Maybe it hadn't quite finished ticking down, but it counted us as dead. How strange. This is a 33 hit with the incinerate. So we basically just got incinerated hard on that Wuya. And this is where I'm like, okay, well, fuck. Our Katsinas have broken. Our Chacon elites are broken. Oh, that sucks. Oh, we knew that fucking losing in Ablak was going to be a really fucking bad deal. My God. Okay, well... Oh, hold up. The armies of Ind are routed. All these Maguses are fucking fleeing. They're fucking bouncing, yo. Like, they are out. And who fucking comes running forward? We actually still have a fair number of Star Priests back here, but most of these are slaves. I think there is... Yeah, there are some masters. Yeah, one master there, one master there. So we've still got 2 masters casting, which is good, because that's going to be very necessary here. but end routes, and our archers are still fucking raring to go. They're still in it to win it. They've run out of ammunition, so they run forward. Unfortunately, they get caught by a fucking fire elemental, so they start to book and burn. But because the armies have routed, they're not really facing any actual opposition. So they run in here and they actually start mopping up what is left. This is actually very interesting, and this scared the piss out of me. These guys have 25 protection. Holy shit. I think the guy has Iron Warriors casting. So that's kind of insane. That's maybe not Iron Warriors. You know what he has? I'm a dummy. He has one of his Maguses casting Iron Skin so that his sages are very well protected. Of course, right? Some of them are even ethereal. So, this actually scared the shit out of me because I was like, oh god, my archers, they're gonna break before they manage to kill these, because these guys, they do so little damage. A stone dagger, so little damage in melee. But fortunately, we actually very slowly but surely chip down each of these fucking sages, and we win. We actually win Ablak. It's a Pyrrhic as fuck victory, I will say, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping to do better there. I think it was kind of a good example of how our Ketsinas did really well. They held for a very long time, but they're a bad unit to match with ranged, which is the other half of our power. And our archers did good, but again, they're doing a lot of damage to our own units, which is bad. And then to make matters kind of like top it all off, the elite warriors are just shit. They're just garbage. They're weak units. I think the only thing going for them is they generally have good morale, so they stuck around for longer than other troops might have, which is interesting. So in Ablak, we ended up losing a fair amount, right? We lost 20 of our Katsina warriors. That is bad. We could not have won this battle without those Katsina warriors. They did 39 of the kills. Chaco archers did another 37. And here's the thing. We can look at this, right? Like, he only killed his soldier priest killed 24. His abbot maguses killed 12. So that's 36 units. We lost 72 units. Half of the archers' kills were our own people, right? And that's an issue. That's a big issue, especially considering, a lot of those kills were probably, part of them were probably Katsina warriors from the fire, the burning, and then, we absolutely killed probably multiple elite warriors, because the elite warriors, right, they have shields, but they don't have helmets, so they probably, they're getting headshotted back there. That's not good. That's really not good. And it makes it, it makes me feel bad for these kind of like, this nation. Like, how does this nation get better? Like, how does this nation, there's no way to like make this nation's, there's no way in game for me to be like, and this is, sorry, I've been in a creative mood all day. I've been working on a lot of side projects and things like that, and I'm having a blast. But this is like, I start playing Dominions, and then I'm like, you know what? I feel like Dominions is missing a whole section of things, and I'm sure it's not really. I think I'm gonna talk about this for a second. Indulge me. I think it would just complicate matters in the long run. I do think it's probably not a good idea, but it makes me wish that there were ways to invest. We have research that gets you spells and things like that, right? Which, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, just use the spells, dummy, right? But spells don't give my elite warriors a helmet, right? And you're like, okay, well, use fucking air shield, right? Okay, yeah, sure, that works, right? But that's a specific thing really far down the line. Would it not be cool if we could like invest in our troops, right? Like, would it not be cool if there was some like tech tree that we could actually invest or try to like purchase upgrades for troop types or things like that? Make them cost more, make them require more resources, make them require more recruitment points, etc. But be able to that would open up an entirely different avenue of the game, right? Because I think the vast majority of the game is if you have shitty troops, you use them as much as you have to in the beginning of the game, and then as soon as you don't have to use them anymore, you stop using them. You use summons, right? Etc. etc. That's it. Moving on, right? And I feel like it would be cool, especially you think of like, you know, nations like this or nations like I'm blanking on the name. I had a very specific nation that I was thinking of. The EA Fire Nation, the African one, Muchaka? Not Muchaka. What the fuck is that nation? Damn it, I'm gonna have to look it up. Alright, in a momento. My brain requires assistance. It is Machaca. I was close. Fucking yeah. So like Machaca, right? Like Machaca has these units, some of which are cool, interesting units, but for the most part, they're kind of shit, right? They have all these different clans, like Hyena Clan warriors and Rhino Clan warriors and things like that. But really, they're just trash in the long run, right? Like they have these little specialties, but you know, they don't really amount to anything. But how cool would it be if you could like, you know, if every unit had like a couple of upgrades that you could pay for, right? That you could like either whether it's gems or gold, right? And I think that's another scenario, right? Like as the game progresses, the game stops being about gold for most nations and it starts being about gems for most nations, right? This would give that a different like twist, right? Like maybe there would be nations that are more interested in gold because of their upgrades, right? I don't know. Anyways, I think it's a cool idea, and it, in my mind, I know it probably overcomplicates things, and it you know, wouldn't really add much to the game. But at the same time, like I say that, but I also think that there is a route that it could be done, a way that it could be done, and bring another cool, interesting level to the game. Because I just feel like there are so many nations that have so many trash troops that you just don't care about. But if you had the ability to invest, you know, like you invest 200 gold and suddenly, I don't know, these elite warriors have helmets. Okay. Suddenly they're a little more useful to your plan with your archers, right? Or what if you did a scenario, right? And you can upgrade these Ketsina warriors to have a shield, right? Like, oh, what? That would be really fucking cool. They've got a war spear. They only use it in one hand. This isn't a two-handed weapon, by the way. I know it shows them with two hands on the model, but this is not a two-handed weapon. It's just a single weapon, right? Like, how cool would that be? I think it'd be really interesting. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about things. So we lost a lot here. We did win. We killed a lot. We killed a lot of sages. We actually didn't lose too terribly many of our mages. We lost one of our sorceresses. We lost a Hmong Ketsina. We lost our Wuya. That's a big blow. We don't like that, but it is what it is. This hurt, but we came out of it better than the other side. Kind of. We came out winning, but we came out losing pretty heavily when it comes to gold. Our Ketsina's way more expensive than anything that he's got going on over here. The only comparison is the Abbot Sages. We killed 9 versus 20. So that is something, but I'm pretty sure, I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure we lost this gold-wise but won it numbers-wise. So not a very good situation, especially knowing that we're going to lose a lot in Smacia over the course of the next turn. So that is trouble. What are we going to do about it? We'll talk more about it. We'll go through our events. Anyways. The dead rise from the grave! The Necromancer has finally procced. Or this is the Bone Throne. I'm not sure which. Whatever. Barbarian Horde. This is the Barbarian Horde that we got the warning on. All right, sorry about that. So we have this is the Barbarian Horde that we got the prompt for like 6 or 7 turns ago, and we sent our god and a Wuya there to take care of it, and it just never showed up. Well, it fucking finally showed up. Motherfucker. That's annoying as fuck. Then we have more events. Most of these are the rising from the grave, the dead rising scenario. The dead rise from their graves, great. The dead rise from their graves, great. We got unrest in Northia as raiders from the sea are harrying coastal settlements. That's just annoying. We got a series of unfortunate events in Talito. Province income minus, bad. And then we got a band of renegade Atlanteans raiding the coast, led by a shambler. Fuck me, man. All right, so let's see how these battles go. We got a battle in Assad, and there's a fair little chunk of Soulless and Long Dead. Not really a threatening army, but our PD isn't especially strong. So probably actually going to be a loss for us. Yep, slowly but surely chopped up. Our little Chaco and Spear Warriors did some work, but you know, just get surrounded and die. 15 killed 15 Soulless, not bad. Next up, we have a battle in Amiradon. More of the same against more of the same. Not gonna go well for us, likely. Valiant fucking militia up there. Battle in Good Old Woods. Alright, so here are the barbarians. And this is actually up against a chunk of PD. I don't know, though. Oof. 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 Hey! Thank God for... Thank God for barbarians having just trash morale, man. God. Okay, so we survived in Good Old Woods. Cool. We have a battle in Domen. This is the Atlanteans. Oh my goodness, that's a pain. Yeah, so there's a War Shambler back here. He's kind of a badass. We've got a bunch of Atlantean infantry. Oof. And we've got some Shamblers and Spearmen. Versus... actually, some Katsinas here. Unfortunately, there are no people to bless them. And I think... oh, no, more than that, it's... there are no individuals capable of leading magic beings here, so they flee. If they had not fled, just 2 Katsinas mixed in with the rest of this stuff might have actually been able to keep this alive, but unfortunately not. Okay. So that was in Domen. Fortunately, those Katsina warriors do survive. Battle in Finica. More undead versus basically nothing. So this is going to go poorly. Especially when the commander just run... oh, that's not a commander. Never mind. That's just a knight. He does good. Ish, I guess. Kill a couple. Alright. And then we get to witness a battle in Rocca as I think Ermor is attacked by the undead as well. That just seems wrong. That seems that that should not be a thing. Ermore's PD, significantly better than mine. Yeah, my god, they're significantly better than mine. Oh, it's amazing what a small amount of protection can do. Okay, we are under siege in Assad, and our walls are damaged by the undead. Smacia has been breached, we know that. Ashington is unharmed, we can't breach it. We were successful in purchasing Rosel's Red Raptors, which is interesting. And the God of has been permanently vanquished. So let's check real quick the Throne of Ice. I think is the one that we saw get grabbed this turn. Throne of the Stars. Oh, right, we see that. Throne of Ice got grabbed by Foray Flegra. 2 water gems in total, spreads Dominion 1, and gives +1 cold resistance. Is that really what got... I feel like we've seen that before. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what's happening this turn? So, we won in Ablak. His units routed, most of them routed to Forest of the Lost. Unfortunately, we don't really have the ability to really press right now, so he's going to be able to escort those forces back to Bergamum and rebuild, and we're going to have to lick our wounds in Ablak for now. Okay, fine, all well and done. I'm going to pop over here real quick, because I do think we need to actually be... putting our force way far forward. Alright, so it's the same thing kind of holds as it did last turn, right? We're gonna hopefully cause some casualties here, but basically we're gonna die. The troops in Smacia are going to die, especially now that we've lost the freaking... We have a temple here, and we have lost the Dominion in Smacia. He might have preached this turn, actually, which would be a wise choice, truth be told. I guess that'd be interesting, to actually like sit on someone's fort and preach them out. Kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna lose in Smacia. It is what it is. What else are we doing? We are raiding into his lands. We're going to hopefully be successful with those raids. We might not. We'll have to see. Fingers crossed. We are sending our raptors that we have purchased to attack rear over here in Ypres. Hopefully we are going to be able to, again, raid for a couple of turns with them just fine. A lot of what we're doing for the rest of the turn is trying to take back these fucking provinces that we lost to this fucking random ass event. So we are sending our god to take Finnica. We are sending a Wuya to clear off Assad. We can't really get to Amiradon just yet, but we will probably try to do that in the turn or next. You know what? I could probably send this Mong Katsina in there to do it, honestly. The only thing is the Mong Katsina can't do... Oh yeah, he can. Okay, here. We'll adjust this on the fly. Prayer of Earth, Iron Skin, Temper Armor, Personal Regeneration. Put him way in the back so he's got plenty of time to cast. Give him... Really need... Probably not. I mean, honestly, like, that's not going to do anything for him. The Kithrionic Line Pelt, yes. The Dragon Helmet, so he doesn't get scurred and run, yes. The Shield would be nice, but I don't think is going to be necessary. He already has a... Vine Shield. That should be fine. This Mong Katsina should be more than enough to kill the undead in Amiradon. What did he have? He's got 37 left. Soulless, which are going to be nothing. Long Deads, which, yeah, they're better, but they are pierce resistant, so that is somewhat annoying, but I don't think it's going to matter enough. Right? Yeah, I guess so. Give him 2 spears. We can give him the halberd. Give him the halberd. Why not? Okay, we'll do that. That way we can. Mother. Can we make it there if we have the boots? Is that why I have the boots on him? No, I just put the boots on the. What? My fucking brain. My God. My mobility in this fucking game is garbage. Hot garbage. 22. I can't fucking get around anywhere. It's because of all this fucking cold. I swear. It's like I don't want to take cold ever again. Not unless I take like snow move. Jeez. I'm really less inclined to go for this now. I mean, obviously I need to take it back, but I guess it's fine. Whatever. So we're taking back Assad, we're taking back Finnica, we'll probably take back Amiradon in the next turn. We're not moving back into Doman yet this turn, unfortunately, because we don't have anything up there to really utilize. We are sending a Wuya back up to Ablak in order to command the troops there. We've got a very small amount of Katsinas that are going back. We are recruiting more Chacon Elite Warriors because that's what we fucking have, and that's all that, you know, is gonna be useful, so we've got to use what we can. Fuck me. Recruiting in Wolven Plain. We're actually recruiting... why am I recruiting a Provost Squad? I don't want that. We are actually recruiting a... Hmong Katsina in Wolven Plain, because we're actually recruiting Hmong Katsinas in a couple places because we need them as we hit Conjuration 3. We're going to need access to Summon Bears primarily, and that'll be pretty useful. We're doing a swap, bringing forces from Northia into Zaburia, basically trying to rebuild the army at Zaburia. Continuing to recruit, getting another Hmong Katsina there, getting more Star Priests in Northia. We are continuing to recruit Star Priests, Heavy Infantry, and Chacon Archers. I think we're sticking with the Heavy Infantry over here because we have the resources in High Peaks, but also we've seen how poorly Chacon Elite Warriors perform. They just don't, you know, a 12 attack, 17 hit versus an 11 attack, 16 hit. It's not a big enough fucking difference to matter for 16 protection and a fucking helmet. Because 16 protection and a helmet means that these guys can actually sustain the fire from the archers. And we've seen when the archers have flaming arrows up, they do pretty decent. They will kill people. So yeah, that's a scenario. So we're continuing to work towards that. Still going for Star Priests right now, but we're actually probably going to want to mix in some Chacon Sun Priests pretty shortly. And that is mostly it. Recruiting Star Priests and more Katsinas over here in Chaco, moving the big army from Zaburia, Akesta towards Chaco. Again, we're going to lose Smacia next turn. The plan will probably be to try to consolidate forces in Chaco, and then maybe we actually bring units from High Peaks into like Dardania or something like that. There might be a weird like trying to combine forces in order to mount an assault against the forces of Smacia, but I don't know. Or the forces of in Smacia, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the movement, that's the recruitment that we're doing. We are doing a limited amount of forging. Most of what it is forging things like crowns of lead, forging things like lead shields. I think we might be forging a... Maybe not. I think we have lodestones. So basically, we're trying to forge those things so that we can throw them on our... Because right now, right, it's one thing to use these Wuyas as raiders, right? Because the hope is we just don't bump into any Soul Slayers and yay, cross our fingers, right? But when we're fighting big armies, our Wuyas are sitting ducks for these Soul Slays coming out from their Maguses. So what we're going to do is we're going to respond by, they're going to get targeted by those Soul Slays regardless. So we respond by boosting the shit out of their MR, right? Give this Wuya, it's a base 18, give this Wuya a lodestone, he's +2, he's at 20. You give him a helmet, he's +1, he's 21. You give him a shield, that's +4, he's 25. And then if we're in a drain location, he gets +1 from the drain. And all of a sudden, he's a 26. He's way fucking harder to Soul Slay. Still not impossible, but way harder to Soul Slay. And the next up, we've already got that plan, right? We're completing Conjuration 3 this turn. And then we're jumping into Thaumaturgy. And we talked about why almost exclusively because of Iron Will. Right, so we get some Iron Will going there, and that gives us the ability to add another 4 to that magic resistance, making it to where our commanders can start a battle at like 30 MR. And 30 MR is really kind of like one of those scenarios of like, unless you get ridiculously lucky with exploding dice, or you have, even if you have a lot of pen gear at that point, you still need to get fairly lucky with exploding dice to pop a 30. With communions, it can change slightly because your penetration gets boosted as you get higher boosts from the communion, as you get higher paths, right? But the idea that he's going to have Maguses that are boosted high enough with full penetration gear, and then be coming at our Wuyas, that's pretty unlikely, right? So that's the plan. That's the plan to try to help prevent our Wuyas from dying. And here's the thing: if his Maguses in a battle are just sitting there going Soul Slay, Soul Slay, Soul Slay, Soul Slay, and they're repeatedly targeting our Wuyas, and our Wuyas are surviving, that's the key, right? Then that would be pretty good. The other thing, though, is that we've seen that he's got other options aside from Soul Slay, and the AI, I hate that the AI always seems like an asshole to me. It never seems like it wants to, I say that, but I've got games where, like, my liches will be like super quick or keen on swapping between like Disintegrate or Drain Life, and I'm like, good AI, nicely done. And other times, people just cast Panic for 73 turns. I still have nightmares of that. So what I'm saying is his Maguses are smart enough to incinerate, which is a problem. Incinerate does a shit ton of damage. In fact, like, holy fuck. Oh, is Incinerate not? Incinerate. Excuse me? Oh. Incinerate is Alteration 5. Oh, of course it is. Okay, so Incinerate's way the fuck over here. And it's 18 base damage with +2 for every level of the caster. So it's a lot. It's a lot of damage to come in. So we've got to start looking at ways to defend ourselves from that, right? the concept of like coming in and maybe tossing some rings of fire on our Wuyas. But the other scenario is that Incinerate is a very close combat situation, right? If we are... I've got to spend some time looking through the fucking items in DE. There's some cool shit in here. Like this, did you know in DE there's a fire spell that gives you +4 attack? I could toss that, like, I could put this ring on and put a fire... I could have, like, +12 attack very quickly off of, like, the right gear combination and a couple, like, it's fucking... Anyway. That's cool. What I was going to say, though, is maybe, like, tossing in a ring of fire. I know we already have the concept of, like, putting in fire resistance Burning Pearl, right? That's +5. If we're also adding in dragon helmets, that's another +5, so that's 10. But if we're doing Iron Skin, is Iron Skin actually minus fire? I thought Iron Skin was minus shock. I think it's minus shock. 90% sure it's minus shock. It is minus shock. What the fuck are we getting minus fire from? Then we're not. Did we get minus fire in Avalite? Let's check. Oh, he doesn't, because he has a lodestone. He's trying to avoid getting burned, and he also didn't have a dragon. He had a black steel helmet. So, yeah. So this guy just got, he had 0 fire resistance, so that was the problem. Absolutely. Okay. So we just need to continue to be cognizant of that. I think in point of fact, I think we do make a dragon helmet this turn. We've got some burning pearls, so that's okay. I think we really have the ability to do a Kithrionic right now. We could, if we were not moving on that. We got this guy. I was gonna say. This is the worst province. This is the worst province. This little shitty province right here, with only a non-pass connection through good old woods. What the fuck? Like, just make this one province. Like these two, just make that one province. Get out of here. That shit. All right, what do we got? Forge a Kithrionic line metal tower. We're just trying to make sure we have some equipment to toss at a person. That's not enough to really super hurt our research, so we're okay. We are going to lose a lot of research in the next turn when we lose all of these people, but it is what it is. That should be fine. Ha-ta. Okay, I think that's it for the turn. Next turn should be the loss of Smacia. We're going to see how things go with raiding and some of the other responses that we get to things. And hopefully, I've been talking to Atlantis. They're trying to finish off Finiscandia's stuff. They plan to come in a few turns or so. But also, apparently, Facia has been keeping eyes on things, and they have said that they are interested in jumping in, basically using their port connections to jump into Ashington, and then basically use the fact that they are sailors to just do up the coast, that whole thing. So if that happens, I would be perfectly, I mean, I'm not gonna bitch about it. I would be perfect, especially not when this has not been a great conflict for me. So if I can get Atlantis and Facia to basically bail me out and do some of the heavy lifting, and I can just, like, if I can walk away with, like, Bergamum and maybe, like, a couple of these provinces to add to my core, great, fantastic. That would be really dope. be way better than dying, which is what I'll probably do without outside assistance. Even though we won there in Ablak, it was a very Pyrrhic victory. I don't think we'll have many repeats of that. It's very clear, right? Ind is way ahead on research. We knew that. We knew that. Absolutely. So yeah, that's it for the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody.